you ever realized that the world will keep spinning even if you leave everything unfinished tonight? I just turned the key. Listen to that sound for a second. It is not a loud noise. It is just a low, steady hum that tells us we are ready to go. Somewhere out there, the city is still wide awake. People are still rushing, still trying to prove something, still chasing things they might never catch. But in here, in this little space of soft seats and shadows, the clock has finally stopped. The world outside is moving, but we are standing still in the best way possible. You can take it off now, that heavy mask you had to wear all day, that smile you used during the meetings, that "I am doing great" voice you used when someone asked how you were. It is heavy, isn't it? It feels like wearing a thick coat that has been soaked in the rain. It weighs on your shoulders until you feel like you are bowing under the pressure. Just let it drop to the floor of the car. No one is looking at you here. No one is judging the way you look when you are tired. It is just you, me, and the road ahead. Look at those streetlights as we pass them. They go by so quickly. They remind me of memories we didn't have time to process today. One flash of warm yellow, then back to the dark. One flash of white, then back to the shadows. It's okay if they all blur together. You don't have to catch every single one. You don't have to understand everything that happened today. Some things are meant to stay a bit blurry. We spend so much of our lives worrying about the things we didn't finish, the emails that are still sitting in the inbox, the chores at home, the words we should have said to someone but kept locked behind our teeth. But look at the rain on the glass right now. The water doesn't try to be anything else. It doesn't worry about where it lands. It just falls. It follows the wind and the glass, and it finds its way down. It is not trying to be perfect. It just is. Lean your head back against the seat, or lean your forehead against the cold glass of the window if that feels better. That coldness is good. It is real. It reminds you that you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still a person who deserves a moment of peace. There is a very specific kind of lonely that only happens at 3 a.m. It isn't the sad kind of lonely. It is the quiet kind. It is a space where you can finally hear your own heart beating without the noise of the world drowning it out. The dashboard has this soft glow. It is the only light we really need right now. It shows us the way, but it doesn't tell us where we have to go. That's the best part about this drive. We aren't going anywhere important. We are just moving. Feel the vibration of the tires on the asphalt. It is steady. It is grounding. It keeps you right here, in this moment, while everything else feels like it is drifting away. Tomorrow will come. It always does. The sun will rise and people will expect you to be brave and strong again. But that is hours away. Right now, the world is on mute. Everything you didn't get done is just a pile of broken pieces you can leave for tomorrow. You are safe in this car. You don't have to fix anything tonight. Just breathe. Just stay here with me for a while. Everything else can wait.
Look at your phone sitting there on the passenger seat. It is just a small piece of glass and metal, but sometimes it feels so heavy. Every time the screen lights up, it feels like the world is trying to pull you back in, asking for a piece of your time or a bit of your energy. But look at the names. Look at all those contacts. We spend our whole lives collecting people. We add them on social media, we save their numbers after a quick meeting, we promise to grab coffee sometime. Our lives are full of people, yet here we are, just you, me, and the empty road. It is a strange kind of loneliness, isn't it? It isn't the kind where you have no one. It's the kind where you have everyone, but you still feel like a ghost walking through your own life. You spend all day being the person everyone needs you to be. You are the helper, the worker, the friend who listens. You smile when you're supposed to smile. You say the right things. You give so much of yourself away to others that by the time you finally get into this car and shut the door, there is nothing left for you. You are like a battery that has been drained to zero, but the world keeps trying to plug you in. I think that is why we are out here. In the daylight, your phone is a tool. It's a way for people to find you, to ask things of you, to remind you of what you haven't done yet. But at this hour, your phone is just a list of ghosts. People who knew a version of you from 5 years ago. People who only see the photos you post. They see the highlights, the smiles, and the good days. They don't see this. They don't see the way you lean your head against the cool glass of the window when you are waiting for a red light to change. They don't see the way your shoulders finally drop when you realize no one is watching you anymore. The streetlights are passing by like old memories. One by one they glow and then they fade into the dark behind us. It's okay if you don't feel like calling anyone. It's okay if you don't want to be found right now. Being alone in this car doesn't mean you are lonely in a bad way. It just means you're finally taking a break from being the person the world expects you to be. You are taking a break from the noise. Sometimes we keep those names in our phones just to feel like we belong somewhere. We scroll through them when we feel empty, hoping a name will jump out and make us feel whole. But true belonging doesn't come from a contact list. It comes from these quiet moments where you can finally be honest with yourself. You don't have to explain your sadness to me. You don't have to justify why you are still awake while the rest of the world is dreaming. Let the phone stay dark. Let the messages wait. Those ghosts in your contact list aren't going anywhere, but you don't owe them your peace tonight. The engine has this low, steady hum that feels more real than any text message ever could. It's grounded. It's here. It's moving forward, just like you are. You aren't failing because you feel alone. You are just finally listening to the silence you have been running from all day. And in this car, that silence is safe. You are safe. Just keep driving. Let the city lights blur. You don't have to be anyone for anyone else tonight. You just have to be here.
The rain is getting heavier now. You can see it dancing in the glow of the headlights. Thousands of tiny silver lines falling out of the dark. It feels like every drop is a memory we tried to forget, landing softly against the glass. Have you ever noticed how the wipers work? They clear the view for a split second, giving you a moment of clarity, but then the water returns. It is a constant cycle. Our minds do that too, don't they? We try so hard to push away the things we regret. We try to wipe away the mistakes, the words we should not have said, the people we let go of too easily. But then, a moment later, the what-ifs come back, blurring everything again. I know you were thinking about it. That one choice that still keeps you up. That one person you still look for in a crowded room, even though you know they aren't there. You carry these regrets like a heavy coat that never quite dries. You wonder if things would be different if you had just turned left instead of right, if you had stayed 10 minutes longer, if you had been brave enough to be honest when it mattered. It is easy to get lost in the could have been. It is easy to blame the person you were back then for not knowing what you know now. But look at the streetlights passing us by. They aren't solid circles anymore. They are just long golden streaks against the dark sky. They look like memories, bright for a moment, and then fading into the rearview mirror. They don't stay. They aren't meant to. And neither are the things you are holding on to so tightly. The car keeps moving, even when the view is messy. The engine has this soft vibration that you can feel in your bones. It is a tiny, steady hum that reminds you this machine is working for you. It is carrying you through the night without asking for anything in return. Lean your head against the cold glass for a second. Feel how solid it is. Outside, the world is crying, but inside this cabin, it is warm. You are protected. The rhythm of the tires on the wet asphalt is like a long, drawn-out whisper. It tells you that it is okay to be tired. It is okay to have pieces of yourself that don't fit together yet. You don't have to solve your whole life tonight. You don't have to fix the past while you are driving at 3 a.m. The road under us feels different when it is wet. It is more reflective. It shows us the glow of the dashboard and the red of the brake lights ahead. Maybe we need the rain to remind us that we aren't meant to be perfectly clear all the time.
Sometimes being a little bit blurred is the only way to get through the hardest parts. You are doing the best you can with what you have left, and honestly, that is more than enough. You aren't failing because you still remember the pain. You are just human. The rain will eventually stop. The sun will eventually come up and dry the streets. But for now, we don't have to worry about tomorrow. We just have to keep our eyes on the road and let the heater keep our hands warm. You are safe here. No one is asking you to be perfect. No one is judging the mistakes you made a year ago or an hour ago. Just listen to the tires. Let the city lights blur into the distance. You are still moving forward, and that is the only thing that matters. Just keep driving. I'm right here with you.
You look tired. I don't mean the kind of tired that goes away with a few hours of sleep. I mean the kind that settles deep in your bones. The kind that makes your chest feel heavy even when you're just sitting still, doing nothing at all. I want you to know something while we're driving through this quiet stretch of the city. It's okay to have nothing left to give tonight. We spend so much of our lives pretending we are like the phones in our pockets. We think if we just plug ourselves in for a little while, we should be back at 100% by morning. But your heart is not a battery. It's not a machine that you can just fix with a new part or a quick charge. You are a living, breathing person, and living things get worn out. They get bruised. They need time to just exist without having to be useful to anyone else. Look at the city lights behind us in the mirrors. See how they're fading into a soft, blurry glow as we pull away? Everything looks a lot kinder when it's far away. I wish you could look at your own past like that. We are so incredibly mean to ourselves. We stay awake at 3 a.m. replaying mistakes we made or things we said years ago. We blame the person we used to be for not knowing what we know now. But how could you have known back then? You were just trying to survive. You were dealing with things no one else saw. You were operating on a heart that was already running low. The version of you from last year or even from last week did the best they could with the broken pieces they were holding. You need to forgive that person. Not because what happened was perfect, but because they deserve to be at peace. You can't keep dragging that old guilt into every new day. It's too heavy for one person to carry for this long. Let those memories fade out like those streetlights in the distance. They are behind us now. The road ahead is dark, and that's okay, because it's also empty and quiet. There is no one here to judge you. There is no one here demanding you to be better or stronger or more successful. Sometimes the bravest thing you can move toward is just admitting that you're struggling. To just say out loud that you don't have the answers right now. There is a strange kind of beauty in being empty. It means you've given everything you had to give. It means you tried. And now it's finally time to just sit in the silence and be still. Listen to the rhythm of the tires on the asphalt. Feel the warmth of the heater on your hands. You don't have to be a hero tonight. You don't have to figure out the rest of your life before we reach the next turn. The world is still turning, even if you've stopped to catch your breath. It doesn't need you to save it tonight. It just needs you to be here in this seat, breathing. You are doing enough just by staying. You are doing enough just by letting the car take you forward. Let the old versions of you stay in the shadows behind us. They don't live here anymore. You're safe in this cabin, and you're allowed to be exactly as you are. Tired, quiet, and healing. Just keep looking ahead. I'm right here. We're pulling into the driveway now. The engine is winding down, becoming a soft, low vibration under our feet. Can you feel that? The way the world seems to get even quieter when we finally stop moving. We've covered a lot of ground tonight. Not just miles on the road, but miles in your head too. I know your mind is still racing, even if the car isn't. You're still thinking about all those pieces of the day that didn't quite fit together. The things you left unfinished, the words you wish you could take back, the work that's still sitting there, waiting for you. I want you to look at the back seat for a second. It's dark back there, and it's empty. I want you to imagine putting all those fragments, all those broken bits of your day, right there on the seat. The phone calls you didn't make, the mistakes you're worried about, the feeling that you didn't do enough. Just leave them there. You don't have to carry them into the house with you. They'll be okay staying here in the dark. The car will hold on to them for you until the sun comes up. Look at the dashboard. That soft, warm glow is the only thing we need right now. Outside, the city is just a blur of dim lights and shadows. The glass of the window is cold, But inside this cabin, you're safe. You're tucked away from the noise and the pressure of being someone important. In this seat, you don't have to be a boss, or a worker, or a person who has it all figured out. You're just you, and that is plenty. The world is still turning out there. People are sleeping, or waking up, or driving just like we were. And the amazing thing is, the world doesn't need you to be perfect for it to keep moving. It doesn't need you to solve every problem tonight. It will keep spinning even if you decide to let go, even if you decide to be messy and unfinished. You are allowed to leave things half done. You are allowed to be tired. Forgive yourself for the things you couldn't reach today. Forgive yourself for the energy you didn't have. You gave what you could, and that has to be enough. We spend so much time fighting ourselves, trying to be more, trying to do more. But tonight, right here in this driveway, the fight is over. You won just by getting through it. You won by making it back to this moment of peace. I'm going to turn off the headlights now. See how the darkness just wraps around us? It's not a scary kind of dark. It's the kind that lets you hide for a little while. It's the kind that tells your brain it's okay to stop thinking. Your bed is waiting for you. It's soft and it's quiet, and it doesn't ask anything of you. When you walk inside, don't look at your phone. Don't check the news or your messages. Just let the silence follow you. You've done a good job today, even if it doesn't feel like it. You survived the day and you found your way home. That's a big deal. Rest now. Let the fragments stay here in the car. Tomorrow will have its own light and its own strength. But for now, just breathe. You are safe. You are home. Good night. I hope your dreams are quiet and kind tonight. I hope you sleep without a single worry.